we have done linear programming problem. Okay, we have done the maximization case, we have done the minimization case. Okay, and when we are doing it, we have certain constraint. Okay, so when we talk about primary problem, it is our original problem that is given in the question. Okay, and our dual problem is the derived one that we derive from our primary problem. Suppose your primary problem is maximization of profit. Okay, then the derived problem will be minimization. Okay, minimization of cost. Clear? What we are doing here? We are converting primary problem into dual problem. Okay, so there are certain steps that we have to remember. Okay, that is what we will be doing. So first thing, okay, so given the setup, okay, maximization or minimization of your problem, okay, we need to convert it into standard form. Okay, let me write the problem first. The problem is, suppose you have maximized the objective function, which is z equal to 60x1 plus 40x2, subject to constant minus x1 minus x2 greater than or equal to minus 8 minus 3x1 minus 2x2 less than or equal to minus 6. Then you have 5x1 plus 8x2 equal to 20, and x1 x2 is positive, no negative constant we have. Okay, so the first step that we have to do is to convert this primary problem, into standard form, or you can say canonical form. Okay, how we will do that? So in the primal, canonical, it's same meaning, synonyms. Okay, standard, in some book you will get canonical. Okay, or just write standard form. Convert primary problem into standard form. Okay, so you have primary problem. Okay, say you have maximization problem like the above. Okay, so when you are doing a standard form of maximization, okay, on the constant that you have, okay, will be having less than or equal to sign. That means if this is greater than or equal to sign, I need to change it into less than or equal to sign. If this is equal to sign, I need to change this into less than or equal to sign to convert that into standard form. Clear? I am saying that when we are converting primary problem into standard form, okay, so what we are doing is that we are making on the constant, okay, less than or equal to sign. So here you have less than or equal to sign, so I don't need to do anything. Here you have greater than or equal to sign, so I have to make this less than or equal to sign. Here you have equal to sign, I have to make this less than or equal to sign. Okay. If you have minimization problem, okay, in case of minimization problem, you have to make constant greater than or equal to sign. Okay, so this is the first step we have to do. So convert primary problem into standard form. How we can do it there? For maximization, on the constant we will make less than or equal to sign. Okay, and on the minimum we will make this constant to be greater than or equal to sign. Since we are doing maximization problem, so we will make first thing on the constant less than or equal to sign. Clear? Okay. This is point number 1. Remember this, we will do it. Second point. After doing this, after converting this primal problem into a standard form, okay, we will set up our dual problem. Clear? So second is conversion of primal problem into dual problem. Okay. So primal problem I convert into a standard form. Then I will convert this standard form into dual problem. I just show you that what we do. Primal problem is my original problem. Dual problem is my derived problem. Okay. So if you have maximization of profit, dual will be minimization of cost. Okay. So dual will be here minimization. In case of minimization, on the constant we have greater than equal to sign. In case of here you have minimization. Okay. So dual problem will be maximization. Okay. In case of maximization, you will be having on the constant having less than equal to sign. Okay. So this we have to do. So first, what I will do, I will convert my primal problem into a standard form. Okay. Then I will set up my dual problem. Okay. So in order to set up my dual problem, your maximization will be minimized. There will be a step I am telling you. Okay. Your maximization I have to minimize because this is my derived problem. Okay. And all the constant will be having greater than equal to sign in case of minimization. Similarly, when I am setting dual for the minimization, it will be maximization, and on the constant will have less than equal to sign. Okay. Clear? Okay. Third one. So how many variable you have here? 2 variable. How many constant you have here? 3. Okay. So number of variable in the primal problem will become number of constant in the dual problem, and vice versa. Third one. Number of variable. This is very important to write it. You have to write it. Okay. Number of variable in the primal problem become number of constant in the dual problem, and vice versa. Okay. So I love this part. I think everyone has written. I am repeating. I didn't fill up this part. So what I am saying is that when we are setting a dual problem, the number of variables that you have in the primal problem will become number of constant in the dual problem. Okay. So in the primal problem, how many variables you have? How many constant you have? 3. So in the dual problem, number of variable in the primal problem become number of constant in the dual problem, and vice versa. Okay. It is true both sides. Okay. In the dual problem, okay. So what I say, number of variable in the primal problem is 2. It become number of constant in the dual problem. Number of constant in dual problem will be how much? How many? 2. Yes or no? Yeah. And number of variable will be 3. Okay. Clear everyone? This part is clear. I am saying that number of variable in the primal problem will become number of constant in the dual problem, and vice versa. That means number of constant in the primary problem will become number of variable in the dual problem. That thing I will do. Okay. So here I have two variable x1, x2 and three constant. Okay. In the dual problem, what I will be having? I will be having whatever you have number of variable in the primary problem, that will be your constant. Okay. Whatever constant you have, you will be having that number of variable. Okay. This 60 and 40 is what? Cost coefficient, right? We have done many problems. Yes or no? Okay. So this cost coefficient, okay, of the objective function become right hand side of the constant, like we have here. So in the dual problem, this cost coefficient, write down first point. Cost coefficient of the objective function become right hand side of the constraint. Okay, it will become right side of the constant and vice versa. Okay, I am saying that of the constant and vice versa. Okay, that means on this right hand side of the problem that we have in the constant will become cost coefficient in my dual problem. Okay, in the dual problem, on this cost coefficient that we have of the primary problem will become my right hand side of the constant. Similarly, on this right hand side of the constant in my primary problem will become component of my objective function, cost component of the objective function. Okay, this is point number 4. Clear? Now, how we can construct the constant in the dual problem? Okay, so next point, to formulate constant, in the dual problem, okay, what we do? We take transpose of a matrix. Transpose of constant matrix. On this constant have -1, -3, -2, 5, 8. Okay, we will take transpose of that one. Okay, to formulate constant. Okay, in the dual problem, we take transpose of matrix. Transpose of primary problem constant matrix. Okay, so in this way we can make primary problem into dual problem. Okay, so this is the framework that you have to remember. Okay, on the framework that I am providing, okay, I am very simplifying it so that you not deviate much. Okay, so remember the framework that I have given. Okay, so let's do this problem. I'd have the board. Okay. Okay, I will say it. So I rubbing this x1, x2 greater than equal to 0. Okay. To keep some space. Now. So I have maximization case. I have to convert this primary problem into standard form first. Okay. So in the standard form, when I have maximization, on the constant must be having less than equal to sign. This is greater than equal to sign. In order to do less than equal to sign, what should I do? I want to make this less than equal to. This is greater than equal to. I want to make it less than equal to. What should I do? 3 is greater than equal to 2. Okay. I want to make this less than equal to sign. What should I do? -1. Right? And this sign will become less than equal to. Clear? Okay, then do it. So let me write on the thing again. We have to maximize objective function, which is 60x1 plus 40x2. Okay, this is greater than equal to sign, so I can write -1. I will multiply both sides. This will be x1 plus x2. This will be then less than equal to sign, less than equal to 8. This have less than equal to sign, so I will just write it. Okay, now you have equal sign. Okay, so equal sign you can have two possibilities. It can be greater than equal to or less than equal to. So I have to write both possibilities. Okay, write down both possibilities. I am interested in this less than equal to possibility. Okay, 5x1 plus 8x2 less than equal to 20. Then I have this one, 5x1 plus 8x2 greater than equal to 20. Is this in standard form? Not yet, right? Because I have one constant that is having greater than equal to sign. Yes or no? Okay. So make this less than equal to, multiply with -1. Okay. So when you multiply with -1, okay, you have to do in another step, not in this step. You have to write on this thing again. Okay, and then do it. Okay. Then it will be minus 5x1 minus 8x2 less than equal to -20. Okay, so I have converted this into standard form. Okay, so this equation I will not consider. So this constant I have already taken. Okay, only for conversion purpose I have written this one. Okay, now so our purpose is to convert this Riemann problem into standard form. Okay, then set up the dual problem. Okay, so when we set up the dual problem, okay, what we have to do? This is maximization problem, yes or no? So in the dual problem we have to do minimization, and on the constant will be having greater than equal to sign, right? Okay, now what is my third step? To verify how many variables we have, how many constant we have, right? How many variables we have? 2 variables in the Riemann problem. So number of variable is 2. Number of constant, I have done this thing, I told you in the beginning, is 3. So in the dual problem, okay, okay, number of constant will be how many? Number of constant will be 2, and number of variable will be 3. Okay, so now we start to set up our dual problem. Okay, so whatever you have cos coefficient, okay, become right hand side of my constant. That thing we know, right? Yes or no? Okay. So net, yeah, I have x1, x2 variable. Let me use other terminology. Okay, net y1, y2. How many variable I will have? 3 variable, right? y3. Okay. B dual problem variable. Okay. Now my dual problem is minimization. Objective function you can write z or anyone. Okay, I am using the terminology z, so I am writing z. Okay. So what I have said, the cos coefficient, okay, come to the right hand side of the constant in the dual problem, and here in the Riemann problem, whatever I have in the right hand side will become a coefficient in the objective function. Cos coefficient in the objective function. So So it will be 8y1 minus 6y2 plus 20y3. Okay? Any everyone? Look at the point number 4. Cos coefficient in the objective function, okay, become right hand side of the constant function, okay, and whatever you have in the right hand side of the constant function will become cos coefficient in your objective function in the dual problem. Okay. Now, in order to write the constant, what I have to do? This matrix I have to take the transpose. So what is this matrix? This one I have neglected because it is already taken. Okay. So I have what? 1 1 minus 3 minus 2 5 8. Okay. I have to take the transpose of this one. What it will be? What is the transpose of this? Very good. 1 minus 3 5 1 minus 2 8. 1 minus 2 8. Okay. So you just write it here. Let me use black pen. I'm using black pen. So this will be y1 minus 3 y2 plus 5 y3. You have minimization problem. In the minimization, you will be having greater than equal to sign. Greater than equal to sign. Okay. Second will be y1 minus 2y2 plus 8y3 greater than equal to. Okay. What is the fourth point you have? Cos coefficient of the objective function become right hand side of the constant. So you have 60, you write 60 here. 40, write 40 here. Okay. y1 comma y2 comma y3 greater than equal to 0. Okay. So I have converted my primal problem into dual problem, a maximization problem into minimization problem. Done? Yeah. Okay. Let's do one simple example. Okay. Done, everyone? This two equation. Okay. So whatever constant you have, okay, look at the point number 5. Okay. In order to formulate constant in the dual problem, we take the transpose of this one. We convert this into matrix, the constant that we have, okay, in the primal problem, okay, we convert it into a standard format, then we take the transpose of that one. Okay. So this is what? 1 minus 3 5. Okay. So I writing y1 minus 3 y2 plus 5 y3. Okay. You have this one, you have to write here y1 y2 y3, then it will be multiplied, it will be coming like this. That will be your constant. Okay. Point number 5 that I have given you. Okay. Similarly, you have y1, 1 into y1 is y1, minus 2 into y2 is minus 2 y2, plus 8 y3. Okay. And if you remember the point number 4, cos coefficient in the objective function will become right hand side of your constant. Okay. So it becomes 60 here, it becomes 40 here. Okay. Okay, let's do one more problem. So you have been given minimize z equal to 3x1 plus 4x2, then subject to greater than equal to 60, then you have minus x1 minus x2 less than equal to minus 80, then you have x1 plus 3x2 greater than equal to 28, and x1 comma x2 greater than equal to 0. Okay. So you have this constant. This is minimization problem. Okay. In the case of minimization, what you require, less than equal to or greater than equal to. So here I have greater than equal to, here I have greater than equal to, that means I have to convert this one. Okay. So when I convert this into greater than equal to, I convert this Riemann problem into standard form. Okay, do it. You have the solution already. This will be plus, this will be greater than equal to 80. Okay. Done, everyone? Now next step, what we have to do? This is the first step, convert into standard form. Second step, set up dual problem. Yeah, greater than equal to 80. Okay. Dual problem. So dual problem, what we will do? I have minimization case, so I have to do the maximization case. Okay. In case of maximization, all the constant will be having less than equal to sign. What is my third step? What is my third step? I have to look at, I have to look at how many variables we have and how many constant we have. Okay. So we have 2 variables and 1, 2, 3 constant. Okay. So Riemann problem. Okay. Variable is 2, constant is 3. So in dual problem, how many variable constant I will have? 2, and variable how many I will have? 3. Okay. Next step. Okay. Whatever be the cost coefficient that you have here, okay, will become the right hand side of the constant in the dual problem. And whatever you have right hand side here in the Riemann problem that I have converted into standard problem will become cost coefficient in my dual problem. Okay. First thing. Second thing, whatever you have constant, okay, make the matrix, take the transpose, okay, that will become the left hand side of your constant. Okay. Let's do it. Okay. So I have to maximize. You have to net y1 because I have 3 variables, y2, y3, b dual problem variable. Just 1 minute. Okay. So maximize z. So whatever you have in the right hand side will become cost coefficient in my objective function in the dual problem. Okay. So it will be 60 y1 plus 18 y2 plus 28 y3. Okay. Subject to constant. Okay. So we know what will be on the right hand side of the constant. It will be 3 and 4. Okay. But we need the constant. How many constant I will be having? 2 constant. Okay. So take make the matrix of this one. 1 1 1 3 1 3. Wait. It is 8. Just one. I forget the first one. 8 2 1 1 and 1 3. Okay. You take the transpose of this one. It will be 8 1 1 2 1 3. Okay. So what will be your constant? 8 y1 plus y2 plus y3 greater than equal to, this is maximization problem, so it will be less than equal to, because I am doing maximization, so it will be less than equal to. Okay, less than. Then you will be having 2 y1 plus y2 plus 3 y3 less than equal to. So whatever cost coefficient you have in the objective function will become right hand side of your constant. So it will be 3 4. Okay, and you have y1 comma y2 comma y3 will be greater than equal to 0. Okay. In this way you convert your Riemann problem into dual problem. First you convert into standard form. Okay, then you convert into dual problem. Okay. Let's do one simple example that we are doing. And when in the graphical method they ask you to do in the dual problem, remember, graphical method we can do only when we have 2 decision variables. Okay. If we have more than 2 decision variables, we cannot do the graphical method. Okay. So here you have more than 2 decision variables. You have 3 decision variables. Okay. We cannot use the graphical method. Okay. Okay. Let me take a look at this. Write down. Write down the question. Write down the dual of the following linear programming problem. Write down the dual of the following linear programming problem and solve the obtained dual graphically. And solve the obtained dual graphically. So you have been given minimize. I am writing the question. Okay, minimize objective function z, which is equal to 3x1 plus 3x2, 3x1 plus 3x2. Okay, subject to constraint x1 plus 2x2 greater than or equal to 1. Then you have 2x1 plus x2 greater than or equal to 1. x1 and x2 is positive. It is in the positive position, not negative position. Okay. So this is the primary problem you have. Okay. In the question, they ask you to convert this primary problem into dual problem. Okay, and then solve that dual problem graphically. Okay, the graphical method that we have done in the linear programming problem. So convert this into dual problem and solve it graphically. Okay, in order to solve it graphically, we need to have two variables, decision variable. Okay, let's do it. So first step, what we will do in order to convert to dual problem, convert this into standard form. Right? Yes or no? Okay. So in case of minimization, what I required? Greater than or equal to sign, right? So it is given already in standard form. Okay. So I don't need to do anything. It is already in standard form. Okay. Then I have to set up dual problem. Dual problem is basically what? This is minimization, so I have to do the maximization less than or equal to sign. Okay. So do it. So I have to write maximization. This is I am setting up dual problem, maximization. Okay. This is my objective function. Okay. So whatever you have here, okay, it will become your coefficient, cost coefficient. Okay, in the dual problem, right? So let me check how many variable you have here. Okay, simple that thing that I have to take it. So number of variable in the primary problem, how many I have variable? 2 variable, right? Yes or no? How many constant I have? 2 constant. So in the dual problem, how many variable I will have? How many constant I will have? 2. Okay. Since I have 2 variable, decision variable, so I can use graphical method. Okay. Now I am setting up my dual problem. Okay. So net y1 comma y2 be my decision variable. Okay. Decision variable in dual problem. You can write decision variable or variable in dual problem. Okay. So z will be equal to 1 into y1 is y1 and 1 into y2 is y2. Okay. So this is the setup subject to constraint. Okay. Now you have to take the transpose of this matrix. What you have? 1 2 2 1. Take the transpose. It will be 1 2 2 1. Right. So subject to constraint, it will be what? y1 plus 2y2 and it will be 2y1 plus y2. Okay, this is maximization problem. I will be having less than or equal to sign. Okay. So whatever cost coefficient you have, okay, it will become right hand side of the constant. It will be 3 3. Y1 is greater than or equal to 0. Y2 is greater than or equal to 0. So I have converted into dual problem. Okay. I have converted my primary problem into dual problem. And what is the step? I convert it into standard format. Since it is given in standard format, it is easy to convert it. I have converted it. Okay. Now I have to solve this graphically. Okay. So here we will be having, when I put it into connecting, let me put the axis 1 2 3. This is y1. This is y2. 1 So when y2 equal to 0, y1 will be 3 and this will be 1.5. Okay. So the line graph that I have for the first equation will be this one, and which direction I have to draw the feasible region. Put 0 in both equations, both the variable, and 0 is less than equal to 3 satisfied, so it will be towards the origin. Okay. Second equation, y1 will be 1.5. Okay. Y2 will be 3. And what will be my feasible region? Towards the origin. Okay. Put 0. Okay. 0 less than equal to 3 satisfied, and it will be towards the origin. And this is the common region or feasible region that we have. Okay. So this is my feasible region. So what point I have? I have on this point A, 0, 1.5. Second point is B, and third point is C. C not here, but it's here. It should be here. Okay. So this part is my feasible region part. Okay. This is point B. This is point C. It is 1.5, 0. Okay. In order to find point B, I need to solve this both equations simultaneously. Okay. So what equation I have? I have y1 plus 2y2 equal to 3 and 2y1 plus y2 equal to 3. Okay. So let me multiply this by 2. I will get this equation. Okay. And I subtract both equations. So it will cancel out. It will be minus 3y1 equal to minus 3. So y1 equal to 1. So I place the value here 1, then it will be y2 will be 1. Okay. So this point have value of 1, 1. Okay. Y1 value will be 1, y2 value will be 1. Okay. Now, I want to know which of this value, okay, maximizes my objective function. That is our purpose. So then do that part. So I'm just writing down the point. Okay. I'm not writing it separately for y1 and y2. We have 3 point A, 0, 1.5, B, 1, 1, C, 1.5, 0. Okay. And my objective function is z equal y1 plus y2. So this will be 1.5, this will be 1 plus 1, 2, this will be 1.5. Okay. So at point B, my objective function will be maximized. Okay. So in this problem, we have converted Primand problem into dual problem, and our Primand problem is given in standard form. Okay. So we directly look at the step how we can convert that into dual problem. Okay. So in short, remember you have this maximization in the dual problem. Okay. So we have Primand problem of say maximization. Then what we do, we convert that into standard form. Similarly, we have Primand problem in case of minimization. Okay, say maximization of profit. So in case of maximization, in the case of standard format, we take less than equal to sign in the constant. In case of minimum, we take greater than equal to sign to convert it into standard form. Okay. Then we set up a dual problem. For maximization of profit, a dual problem will be minimization of cost. Okay. So we do the minimization, and here sign will be greater than equal to constant for the constant, and for minimum it will be maximum in the dual case, and sign will be less than equal to the constant. Okay. In this format we convert the dual problem, and given the step, okay, the step that I have given, we can convert any Primand problem into dual problem in linear programming problem. Okay. I hope this next is clear. So practice some question. Okay.